I want to bet you $5 on something.
Oh, hold on. Let me see.
I want to bet you $5.
Hold on.
on something.
Before you do that, let me see if I have $5.
Okay, because you are right here, sitting next to me as we record these,
Hold on.
right? As we establish within our lore, we are here IRL every time we record.
We are here in our bunker IRL. Hold on.
Yep, as the zombie apocalypse happen, the vampire apocalypse happen around us.
Hold on, I'm gonna do some.
$5.
I'm gonna do some ASMR. Hold on. Oh no, I have a $5 bill here. What was I counting the ones for?
Okay, well, I'm gonna bet you $5 on something. All right.
Yep.
Hey, I'm gonna bet you $5 if you want to get into casual gambling addiction.
What?
Yeah, that's right. Just casual gambling addiction, all right? Not like we go to the slots or the strip. We just bet on casual things, right? Casual gambling, casual everyday gambling. Hey, you want to see me open that door? Bet you $5 I can open that door.
But.
You want to see me if I can finish this bottle of water? I'll bet you $5. Just casual gambling addiction.
That's not casual gambling. Gambling is when you're betting against the odds, but the odds of you opening a door is very likely.
You don't know if I can open this door. You don't know if I can finish this bottle of water.
Austin, you have hands. You have a mouth to drink water with. How is that a challenge?
$5. I don't have hands.
Okay, I bet you $5. Okay, here's a proper gamble. Okay, okay. For casual gambling. Okay, I bet you that you cannot walk out that front door and not be eaten by vampires.
Oh yeah, ooh, that's not very casual. That's the hellscape apocalypse we live in.
Yeah,
that's pretty hard to do.
No.
Vampires everywhere. They're flying around. They're screeching. Right? They're fluffing their wings. As they fly in the air, because I assume that's how vampires fly. They fly like a pterodactyl and they go around screeching.
Sure, but look, Austin, we're used to this new timeline now, man. Come on.
Oh yeah, that's right. This is how we've been living in this thing for like 4 or 5 months now. But that's when this video is probably gonna get uploaded. By the way, like April, May. That's how far advanced these things are pre-recorded.
Jesus, really? Good God.
I sure love April. Good, what a good month. Like we've been living. It's been like 4 months since the vaccines came out. Right. So it's been like 4 months since the vaccine came out, The vampires really has made life hard for us, We're learning to adapt. I kind of want to go to the barber shop again, but I can't because of the vampires.
Yeah,
right? When are they going to open up the gyms, William, so I can go to the gym?
So
but these goddamn vampires just around everywhere, ruining it for me.
Yeah,
I miss being out in public. But these damn vampires. When are you gonna create a vaccine for the vampires now?
It takes time to make a vaccine. Come on.
Yeah, right. I hope we don't rush our vaccination process. Within less than a year of a virus being discovered, and then by that time that virus is distributed, a new mutated strand just discovered that the current vaccine may or may not is able to deal with.
Oh my God. Oh, sorry. That something came up. Oh God. Nope, there it is. Sorry, excuse me. That was the thing. We recorded a burp on here. All right, cool.
Jesus. Yes,
this is
April.
Woo, April. It's so warm now after all the ice and snow, isn't it, Austin?
Yeah, after, the vampires are now slower because of that. All right.
Yeah, man. They can't take in all that heat, man. They like that cold.
Mm-hmm. Hey, I bet the vampires can't get us if we're in the sun. All right. I bet as long as we move in the sun, vampires cannot get us. All right.
Yeah, I figured that's kind of the thing with vampires,
Well, you gotta watch out for those shade vampires. All right. Those are the most cunning.
Vampires.
Yeah, it's the vampires. It's the vampire that wears sunglasses so the sun doesn't touch them.
It's just you can see a vampire walking by, and this vampire in the shit's like, "Hey kid, come over here. You want some shade?"
He just wears sunglasses around.
I don't even understand how that would technically work. How would that work? How would they trick a kid into coming into the shade? That wouldn't work at all because they look so obviously like a vampire in the shade, in the hot sun, and in an age where people know vampires are a thing. How? It's not like they're goddamn witches from The Witches or something. How, Austin? They're just like, hey, look at me. I am regular human doing regular human thing under the shade. Come here, human boy, and we shall do human things together.
Just ignore me. Just ignore the fact that I'm wearing deep sunglasses in the shade talking to you.
Yeah,
you know?
Ignore the umbrella that's right over me, even though despite the fact that I'm in the goddamn shade. Oh my god. How?
I don't have a segue. There's no segue for this.
Look, man. Look, I don't have a segue for this either. I had one, but welcome to the devil all the time. Spoiler.
Okay, well, before we start reading for this, I took the title of this movie too literally. All right.
No. Oh wait, did you think?
Watching this movie, I took the title literally. All right. I was waiting for the actual devil to appear in this movie. I'll be real with you. I thought this movie, coming into this movie, I thought it was could be a completely different movie until I realized, oh wait, this is not the movie I'm thinking of. I'll go through what I thought this movie was after you read the synopsis. All right?
Oh my god. Okay, so
I really did not expect what I was watching because I was expecting a completely different movie as I was watching this movie.
Yeah, to be fair, I didn't know what to expect this movie because I didn't see anything about this at all. But so let me take the sip first before we get into it because my throat is kind of parched. All right, that does better.
Okay,
so
is that better?
Yeah, that's it better. So, as per usual, I'm going to read to us the plot synopsis that was provided to us by the Wikipedia, so you, the audience, can follow along. And so, here we go. During World War II, while serving in the Solomon Islands, U.S. Marine Willard Russell finds Gunnery Sergeant Miller Jones skinned and crucified by Japanese soldiers. Willard ends Jones's agony by shooting him behind the ear. This religious tableau will haunt Willard for the rest of his life. After the war, on his way home to Coal Creek, West Virginia, Willard passes through Meade, Ohio, where he meets Charlotte, a waitress at a diner, and a photographer named Carl Henderson. Willard and Charlotte marry and move to Knockemstiff, Ohio, where they have a son who they name Arvin. In 1950, Helen Hatton marries Roy Lafferty, a bizarre, albeit charismatic evangelical preacher who pours venomous spiders over his head while giving sermons to demonstrate his faith in God.
Yeah, God can't kill you if you have spiders.
Yeah. They have a daughter who they name Lenora. During a sermon, Roy is bitten by a spider on his face and has a severe allergic reaction that affects his grip on reality. Roy comes to believe that he has the ability to resurrect the dead. He takes Helen out in the woods and kills her before trying and failing to resurrect Helen. He hitchhikes and is picked up by a married couple, Carl Henderson and his wife Sandy. The pair are revealed to be serial killers, and their ritual involves picking up male hitchhikers, encouraging them to have sex with Sandy while Carl takes photographs and then murders them. Roy refuses to have sex with Sandy, and Carl shoots and kills him. In 1957, Charlotte is diagnosed with cancer. Willard believes he can influence God with fervent prayer to remove cancer from his wife's body. He prays to God and sacrifices Arvin's dog, kneeling before a rustic cross he had erected in the woods behind his house. Nevertheless, Charlotte dies and Willard commits suicide. Arvin, now orphaned, goes to live with his grandmother Emma, where he meets Lenora, who becomes his adopted stepsister. In 1965, Arvin is given his father's Luger pistol as a birthday present. He is fiercely protective of Lenora, who is bullied by some local boys, prompting Arvin to attack and beat them all mercilessly. Lenora grows close to the new narcissistic Reverend Preston Teagarden. Preston seduces Lenora and she becomes pregnant. When she informs Preston, he denies her. Not wanting to bring shame to her family, Lenora plans to take her own life by hanging herself. At the last second, she decides not to go through with suicide, but as she attempts to undo the noose, she slips off her support and dies. After the autopsy, Arvin is told that she was pregnant and suspects that Preston was the father. He follows Preston and sees him seduce and rape another underage girl. At the church, Arvin confronts Preston about Lenore and kills him with the Luger before fleeing. Arvin hitchhikes and is picked up by Carl and Sandy. Arvin notices that Carl is carrying a gun, and as Carl begins the pair's ritual, Arvin shoots and kills both Carl and Sandy in self-defense. In the car's glove compartment, Arvin finds a collection consisting of several rolls of film. Sandy's brother, Sheriff Lee Bodecker, learns about Sandy's murder and to protect himself in his coming re-election goes to Carl and Sandy's apartment where he finds and destroys Carl's photo collection. Arvin travels to Meade to visit his childhood home. Lee learns that Arvin murdered Preston, tracks him to Meade and, armed with a shotgun, confronts Arvin in the woods at Willard's rustic cross. A shootout ensues and Arvin mortally wounds Lee with his father's Luger. Before Lee dies, Arvin shows Lee the picture of Sandy with Roy's dead body. Arvin leaves the photo and rolls the film so evidence of Carl and Sandy's serial killing spree can be revealed. Arvin hitchhikes and is picked up by a hippie. As he rides in the passenger seat, the exhausted Arvin struggles to stay awake. He daydreams and contemplates his future as possibly a husband or serving in the Vietnam War. And that's the end of the synopsis.
Okay, wait. So wait. I had no prior knowledge about this. I saw the trailer once. All right. There was a trailer that was released. I saw the trailer. Like, all right, cool. I saw this trailer. That's usually how it works. All right.
Yeah.
That's usually how it works when it comes to murder. All right. So, but I think the problem with the trailer I saw was like a teaser trailer, so it didn't reveal a lot, right? And I saw a movie poster posted once, right?
Yeah.
And it didn't show a lot, so I didn't know what this movie was about, right? So, William, I thought this movie was about the actual devil, right? And him chilling around and possessing people, and people have to find the devil and kill the devil, right? I thought the devil was like a physical embodiment in this movie that the character had to face. Okay, I thought he was like a '90s villain, right? He has a skateboard, he was wearing sunglasses, and he had a background, and he had a backwards cap, and he was just going around being, hey yo, what up? I'm the devil, right? Right? And I thought that this movie involved the character trying to find the actual devil and kill him.
No,
right?
that's not how it's supposed to go.
That is definitely not what this movie is about. There was no 90s devil with a skateboard anywhere, alright?
90s? We're not even in the 90s, we're in the 60s, Austin.
I thought the devil, I thought this movie was, so this movie is somewhat pseudo time skipping around, right?
Yeah,
But I thought this movie was going to be super time skipping, alright? Whereas it showed the devil but here's the thing, the devil looks the same throughout every single time period, right? He said that his favorite era is the 90s, so he has a skateboard, a shade, and a backwards cap, right? And he was in every era doing devilish things, alright?
What?
The devil just is a fan of the 90s, okay?
What am I Do you think he's just some cool bro? He's like, hey kid, you want to smoke? Look, I want you to do this kickflip.
Check this out, rock and roll. You ever watch MTV? Have a can of Pepsi, a drink for the new generation.
He's like, hey kid, if you play the record backwards, you can hear me speak. Yeah, rad. Woo-hoo,
I thought the devil was just a cool. I thought the devil was just a cool 90s character. All right. I don't know why. I established for some reason at some point. I established that the devil was just being a cool character from the 90s.
Oh my god! What is it? Kid, look at me! I got this cool N64. Come over to my house and hang.
That's right. Hey, you ever watch Nickelodeon? Hey, yo, that Keenan Kel, great show.
Yeah, man. Hey, man. Let's go watch some Rugrats. Okay, let's watch some Saturday morning cartoons. We still have those, right?
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I got some Sunny D with me. Right. That's what the devil was. All right.
You don't like Sunny D? Got some Capri Sun. I got them right here. Yeah. Oh God, I know what I'm doing with this guy.
That is just my physical That is just my interpretation of the devil, alright? If I ever go to a priest and they ask me to describe the devil, that's how I would describe the devil, alright? Just a guy with a skateboard, a pair of cool shades, and a backward caps, alright?
Wait, is he literally wearing nothing else? Is this what you're telling me?
I don't know. What do you think the devil would wear if he was a 90s character?
If he was a 90s character? So
he would wear shorts, right? He would wear jeans, but they're cut off.
No. He wear jeans, but they're sagging low, right? And they're like...
But does he cut the sleeves, cuts off to the knees, right?
Nah, man. He lets them wear out, man, to show how rad he is when he's skating.
90s extreme fashion. I'm just gonna quickly go up 90s extreme fashion.
He's gonna have, like, the long sleeve sweater and shit. He's gonna, like, have, like, the, Maybe he's gonna have like the band that goes around the hair and stuff. He has the sunglasses. They're all obviously they all obviously look terrible, like the sweater, because it's like maybe it's like bright yellow with like a bunch of triangles on it or something, right?
Oh shit, that's so cool. Man, why is the devil so cool all of a sudden? Why am I making the devil sound so cool?
Because he's supposed to be cool, so he could get you and be like, haha, now you're a sinner. Whoa.
Oh, and hold on. And does it and does he have blonde highlight tipped hair?
Yes,
Right? Like he has platinum blonde. He has the spike hair. He has platinum tip and everything too.
He has it gelled up and everything. Oh my god, it's crusty.
Oh man, I like the devil more and more I talk about him.
What are we doing? We're giving him the worst image. It's just like he just hangs around. He has a pack of. He's just smoking. He has a pack of smokes in his pocket or something.
No. He doesn't smoke. He tells you that smoking's for it's lame, and that real winners don't use drugs. All right. He's the devil, but at least he's responsible.
What
right?
do you think? Whenever he goes to skate, he takes off his sweater and underneath is a Dare shirt. Is that what you're telling me? He's wearing a goddamn Dare shirt under his fucking clothes.
He doesn't have smoke. He has those candy cigarettes instead, right? You know, right? He's like smoking slave kids. You don't smoke.
Oh my god! Oh god! He just comes over to school. He's like the cool guy who's showing you about the ruined lung. He's like, look at this lung. This is a healthy long hair. Now this is a lung that's been on like 20 years on cigarettes. You see this kid?
You don't want that kid.
You don't want this lung. You want this lung right here. Yeah, rad kids.
You want to live a fulfilled life.
Why is he the most responsible person there is? What is
this?
Because
the devil's cool, alright? he's a cool guy, alright?
Yeah, sure, he's a cool... yeah, sure. Oh my god. We're talking about a movie here, right? Why are we talking about it right now?
I don't know how we got so derailed.
Oh my god.
So anyway, so I originally thought this movie, right?
Yeah.
So go back to what I was trying to say to my original monologue.
Uh-huh.
Right? So I had no prerequisite knowledge coming through. So I didn't know what the fuck this movie was about, right?
Yeah.
I saw the trailer, I saw the cast, right?
Yeah.
Right? So they released a poster, right, where they had all these characters in like their own bars and section, right?
Yeah.
Right? But the problem is with that poster, if I remember correctly, it didn't show what they were wearing, but they looked like each character were wearing like different time era clothing, right?
Uh-huh.
So I legitimately thought this movie was gonna involve different time frames, like super different time frames, like World War I, World War II, up until the 70s, like Forrest Gump, basically, right?
Uh-huh. Right.
And I legitimately thought this movie was just gonna be about different time frames, and the devil. Like I thought this movie was gonna be more like a vignette, right? Of like different short stories that are connected throughout different time frames involving the devil, of him being each generation doing devilish things, alright? That's what I legitimately thought this movie was. And it would end with them like, alright, we gotta stop the devil now. It ends here. You had your fun in the 90s, devil. It's not the 2000 eras, alright?
Wait, are you trying to tell me it's a redemption arc? Maybe it's like they're trying to turn the devil into a responsible good guy, and that's how we get the devil that we just described right now?
Yeah.
they just like, the devil, I'm sorry, but this is an intervention. This is like they sit him down and have to talk of him.
The 90s over, devil. You gotta move on.
Yeah, and then...
Look, NSYNC is a reunion. They're not making the reunion tour anytime soon. You gotta move on.
Oh my god. You're telling me he used to be the guy who's just really into NSYNC, but then he's just like stuck in his like, they're gonna come back someday, man. They're gonna come back.
Like his room just has all the boy bands of the 90s.
Oh my god.
It has a poster of Britney Spears and everything. Look, they're gonna come back. The reunion, they're gonna make their comeback.
Oh my god. He just can't accept the fact that time moves on and shit.
Yeah, he's like the 90s were the best times ever. Keenan and Kel are gonna come back. They're gonna make them. What was that? What was that show that they were in?
Dude, I don't.
Like the burger.
I don't know.
That burger show, was it Good Burger?
Oh no, was it the Good Burger?
Was it Good Burger? Was that the name of that show?
I suppose. Fuck. Yeah.
Good. Good Burger. Oh, that. Yeah, Good Burger. Yeah, Good Burger. Yeah, they're gonna make a sequel to Good Burgers. All right. Oh, Dan Schneider wrote this. Oh, okay, never mind. Let's distance ourselves away from Dan Schneider real quick. Oh boy, that's the devil. Like the devil. Let's distance ourselves away from Dan Schneider real quick.
Oh my god. But yeah, okay,
yeah, so anyway, like I was saying, so back to my before we got off that stupid '90s monologue.
Yeah.
I legitimately thought this movie was gonna be a vignette of like different time frames that happens, right? Right, and like there's something evil force behind it, right? And it ends with them realizing, oh hey, it's the actual devil, and that they have to get rid of the actual devil. All right, that's what I legitimately thought this movie was going into this movie. Like there would be like a physical, actual, not physical per se, but like some indication that hey, yo, this character's not right. That they're possessed by some external devilish force, right? And it ends with them getting rid of the devil. Right?
The thing is, I was like, I can follow what you're saying, and I get it. The way I thought of it was kind of similar to yours. I thought it was just more like how one bad act can kind of like affect like multiple generations, and like how it could push people to do like more and more horrible things. That's kind of what I thought it was. That's what that's how I was thinking of it. Like you know, one character does one bad thing, and that kind of affects how he lives, and then it passes on to maybe his child.
Like a reverse Forrest Gump, basically.
I mean, yeah, sure. I mean, like I was like saying, like he's not like the devil's not so much a physical presence, but his presence is felt through the actions of others, that kind of thing. Which is kind of what we get here, but it's kind of like not how you would think of it. Like I'm trying to understand how this movie was, or like what the moral of it is, or if there was a lesson to be taught here, because I think there was, but it felt like off.
Was there? I don't know what I was supposed to feel by the end of this movie. All right.
Yeah.
So I was like, did Tom Holland break the cycle of violence or something?
I mean, I think it was more or less the fact, because like often whenever we see these characters, the opening monologue.
Like every character in this movie is a horrible person. All right.
No, but like yeah, because you get like you get Officer Bodecker, you get
You get the Reverend.
You get you get Reverend Teagarden. You get Sandy and Carl Henderson.
And then you get Batman. Batman's in here. Anyway, this is the closest we're ever gonna get to a Batman versus Spider-Man movie. All right.
Oh my god.
And Spider-Man kicks Batman's ass. All right.
Oh yeah. Before we get into the particulars of the story, I will say, Tom Holland and Robert Pattinson in this movie were surprisingly very fucking good. I did not expect their performance. Like the thing is, from Robert Pattinson, I watched The Lighthouse, and then I watched like Tenet, and then so like I was starting to see like the range, like how he I
was expecting it from Robert Pattinson, right? Because I see Robert Pattinson in his other because ever since post Twilight, he's been diversifying his roles, right?
Yeah,
his roles, you know, and all that. So watching Robert, he does pull up the charismatic Reverend, you know, like, hey yo, what's up? I'm the Reverend, and all that stuff, right? And all that stuff. But Tom Holland, I was expecting from Tom Holland, right? Because as far as I'm concerned, my Tom Holland film base, it's pretty much him, and like he pretty much plays like as far as I can tell from my Tom Holland movie day, I just see him in the same role so far, honestly, right? Because I think the only thing I see him in is the Spider-Man movies, the Marvel movies, when he plays the quirky kid and Spies in Disguise.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
Yeah, it's very like
I was expecting all this stuff coming from Tom Holland watching this movie.
Yeah, it's a lot of like him like having like a lot of it is just like you kind of get a sense of repressed rage or like repressed unresolved issues with his character, which would make sense because in the movie Arvin has like his father was not well when his wife died, and like he shoots the dog.
Tom Holland in 2010. The Wikipedia picture says a random picture of Tom Holland in 2010. It's like the funniest picture of Tom Holland in 2010.
What? What do you mean?
Hold up.
You're gonna post it?
Random picture of... I went to Tom Holland's Wikipedia page. This is a random... Oh, that's not the picture. That's not the picture. Yeah, you have to click. You have to click on,
the link. I have to click on it. Okay. Oh my god! What? Why?
It's just a random picture of Tom Holland. Like, it's just randomly inserted to his Wikipedia page. I don't understand the purpose of this 2010 Tom Holland image. So fucking weird.
Oh my god, that's okay. That's odd, but but a lot of it is just like. You get for his sense of character. He's just like he has some very unresolved issues, and it becomes apparent by how how his character acts. Like oh shit! I think the sneeze is coming on. No, okay, it's gone. No, you're not. No, Austin, no, okay, we are not having you do that again. Mm-hmm. But the thing is. It's like he remembers this one specific lesson from his father, and it's just like pick the right time to attack or whatever. You have to pick the right moment, to get back at people, and so you kind of see like how like he's like Tom Holland's character. I believe his name was it was Arvin, right? He cares a lot for his stepsister Lenora. Like he would do like
ooh. This is that weird part of the United States. Well,
yeah. Okay. Yeah. You know.
I don't know what the implication, but the worst part is because they have the word stepsister in quotation. I'm like ooh.
Yeah.
Why is this in quotations?
Yeah, I don't know why that's in quotations here too. It's very weird.
That's really nefarious how they just fucking put that in quotations. I'm like, ooh, right?
Yeah, I know. It's very odd. I don't know why they're doing that. I don't know if they're trying to implicate something.
I don't know if they're trying to insinuate with that quotation.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's different in the books. Who knows how it goes in the books, man?
Oh, yeah, right. Maybe, or it's different in the South.
In the South, we go down south, Sweet Home Alabama. So I'm trying to bring myself back on track here.
That's what you were saying.
Like he's fiercely protective of Lenora, right? But
that's the female character's name.
But then you get like whenever he goes to like when he beats up the bullies, right? Like you see how the adrenaline kind of affects him and stuff.
He really beat up those guys. I'll teach them.
Yeah, I mean he beat a guy with a wrench and then he put a bag over another person and it beats his face in. You don't see it, but you see the blood and it's just rough. But you can kind of see how like the violence is kind of affecting him. Like he's just like he's wide-eyed and he's like oh god, what the fuck, that kind of sense of it. You get a sense that this affected him in a negative way. You just don't know how far it goes, and it's very like first of all, nice accent that Tom Holland has throughout the movie, except for that one moment when he's yelling in the woods where he kind of drops the accent, which is. You can kind of understand because you can't exactly keep. I don't know how. Like I don't think it's pretty. It's probably pretty hard to keep up an accent when you're yelling, And I felt like he reverted back to the more American, a more standard American accent when he was doing that. But that's not understand. Robert Pattinson, he again the accents were done very well. He is like his character is such a dickhead, dude. I hated his character so much, and it's I hate Teagarden. I wish he got more than just getting shot. Okay, that's how much that's how much Robert Pattinson kind of really convinced me like to really hate this character. Because he's such a fucking dickhead. Like he just seduces a young naive girl, and then it's like when he gets her pregnant, and it's like oh that's not my kid, and he goes to a sermon the next day and says, he's like women are prone to delusions and shit or whatever. But like, and it's just like, oh, dude, you are so fucked. You are so fucked. I hate this guy so much. Anyway, that's the thing. Great performances by those two. I mean, great performances overall, to be honest with you.
Yeah, this movie, I liked this movie. It's like, I believed everyone in this movie. They all played a role really good. Not including Robert Pattinson at all. Like, the other actors and actors in this movie, like, they did a great job. Yeah.
I think
real quick, if you're gonna drop spider on your face, don't put actual poison spiders, alright? That's not how you trick people. You just say they're poisonous.
No. He wasn't actually tricking. I mean, he wasn't trying to trick people. He believes in this shit, dude. He believes in that.
Don't put actual spider. Just say it's a poison spider, alright?
Hey, man, belief is a dangerous drug, man. But God, I think it's like a lot of it is just like it's so weird because the thing is a lot of the opening monologue it basically says it's like it's a lot of coincidence, and people say it's a lot of coincidences that brought this thing to happen, but people also say God was involved and stuff, but like the narrator is like, but I believe there's a little bit of both, and you get that sense because like by the end of the movie, Arvin basically what Arvin does because of how he was raised. What he does is he basically kills the bad guys in this movie, right? Like you get T Garden, who is basically just like he just basically rapes underage girls, right? You get Carl and Sandy, who just pick up like handsome guys and they just kill people, willy nilly, right? And then you get the Sheriff Bodecker, Sandy's brother. But the thing is, when like they haven't mentioned it in the synopsis here, but Bodecker was on the payroll of like of a pimp, and and so a re-election is coming up for him, and so basically what he decides to do is like Bodecker decides to kill the pimp and his bodyguard.
Henchman, whatever. Right?
Yeah, he kills them to keep up his re-election, to make sure nothing affects his chances for re-election, and then he also burns the evidence that his sister Sandy had of like what she was doing with her husband Carl, of like just killing just these random innocent people, and and it's just like, so he's pretty much a bad guy too, right? By the end of it, and it's just like, it's a strange way to have these happen because the thing is, it's like you can attribute to coincidence or God because it's like they kind of give
or
like
the devil.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Right. And so they okay, awesome, Jesus. That's a lot of oohs. But it's a lot of like in this small area. It's a lot of like people just kind of mishmashing together. You get you get Roy, who marries Helen, and their daughter is Lenora. But then Roy gets bitten by the spider, goes off to kill Helen, believing that he could resurrect her. But then he ends up encountering like Sandy and Carl, and then he dies, and so this leaves Lenora like orphaned, and Lenora would happen to be, just happen to be left in the care of Arvin's grandmother. And then you get the whole thing. You get the whole thing because this whole thing where Arvin was with what do you call it? What's the word I'm looking for? He was with his father. His mother dies. His father commits suicide, and Officer Bodecker comes to pick him up, right? And that puts a connection with those two, and then they drop him off to to his grandmother's, and it's like, and because of what's the word I'm looking for? Because of that horrible event in his life, it left and the one good memory he had of his father, in which he was basically the reason Willard goes off to beat up some people, when they were saying, oh, I'd fuck his wife, and it's like, dude, shut the fuck up, and then he goes off and he's like okay, now's the time for praying. And this is what happened when they were having a prayer out like in the backyard or whatever. And then we're in the woods, and then afterwards they go off, and then he literally beats them up. He picked his time to beat them up. He's like, that's how you do it. And then that's the whole thing. It's like that. This teaches like, this basically teaches. This is a very harsh lesson for a kid to learn, especially after what happened with his father and everything. And then he learns. You have to do what needs to be done, right? But in the no matter how you have to do it, like in a very violent aspect of that he basically did, like beating a kid, like bullies for revenge. Arvin, when he gets picked up by Carl and Sandy, he waits to he kind of picks his time to to kill all these other people and everything. It's just like. It's a weird mix of coincidence and maybe some spiritual helpings from God or whatever. It's it's I don't know. It's like it's a very I don't know how else to say it. It's very mishmashy, you know. It helps. It's like I I don't know what the I guess Arvin is basically God's agent in this. I don't know if that's what I'm supposed to take from it, because like it's like a lot of the movie deals with religion and stuff, right? And then but they're like basically all Arvin does is basically take out the major sinners, you know. And so I'm like, and then after that he basically goes he hitchhikes, he gets picked up, and then he basically has like his future is free or whatever. He doesn't have to work anymore. Yeah. And then he's like, because it says like in the monologue, they have a good bit of narration throughout this whole movie too. It basically feels like you're being told a story, and then Tom Holland, Arvin basically just nods off. He feels lighter than he's ever had before.
Yeah, he endured all this. He went through all these events, right? And basically he finally has that he finally reached that I guess that relief that. Like I've seen this done before in movies, right? Where he finally has like a moment of breath, right? Yeah, pretty much. Right? Where you can relax. I can't think of a movie off the top of my head, but I know I've seen this trope before within a movie, right?
Yeah. I mean, and you get that sense too, because it's like a lot of this movie when I was watching, it really kept me anxious. And it's like it's only and I was still kind of anxious by when he was picked up by the hippie. Oh, excuse me, sorry. But when he's in it, you start the narration and stuff. He starts to nod off. You kind of start to relax too, and you're like, okay, this is finally over. And it's interesting to see how like all these events just lead to this moment where Arvin basically takes out all these bad people, and then he goes off, and then he's finally free of knock him stiff and everything. It's I don't know what I'm supposed to be learning from this, or maybe I should just take it as a story, maybe it's just like, don't sin, guys, which I guess is the thing. I mean, I would have liked it a lot more. Maybe like, the thing is, I'm not saying it's a bad movie. It's a very great fucking good movie.
It's really good. Right? I like this. This movie is very well. Yeah. I loved everything about this movie. Yeah. Like I was saying, I don't know what I'm supposed to be inferring from the end of this movie. Yeah. Right? If we're supposed to learn anything or not, or just like Tom Holland is, Tom Holland kills a bunch of guys. I don't know if that's supposed to be the lesson or something. Like, okay, I guess that's the lesson.
Because my thing is like we get shown a lot of like the worst of people, right? Like you get like corrupt. You get a corrupt politician. You get murderers.
Yeah, you get everything. Yeah, you get every aspect.
But it's just it's like, I think the one thing is just like, because it's like the devil all the time. I was kind of wondering if we would ever get to explore what makes these people tick, and like we get like these people deserve to die, but then you're just like, I wanted like I would have liked more if we learned about why they're like this. Because the thing is, we know they do these bad things, but I would have liked to know why they've done it, and then why, like, the thing is, we know, and then, I don't know, I think that would have been a lot more satisfying to know, and, like, to understand, and, like, and then when Arvin comes in, maybe then it would give a sense of poetic justice. I don't know if that's the thing, because the thing is, he gets rid of these guys, and it feels fine, I think, to me. But I would have liked it a lot more if there was a sense of like fulfillment in this, because it just feels a lot like Arvin just happens to kill these people, but but like throughout this whole thing with God and everything, they're trying to give a sense of like, this was ordained to happen, because he said like, it's like God set these events in motion to like make sure these sinners go away for good, right? And he set up everything so that Arvin would be there at this, and he had him go through what he did in his childhood to make sure that this stuff happens. They give off that sense a lot. If only because I remember specifically the opening line when Arvin's grandmother had prayed to God to bring her son Willard safely back home, and and she made a promise with God. I will have Willard married to Helen, right? And she was afraid that if she didn't keep this promise, something bad would happen, which eventually it did, right? And so I was kind of like, it was giving off like I was thinking they were gonna give off a sense of like holy divinity in the sense like that like what Arvin's doing wasn't just by coincidence but by God's hand. I was kind of thinking that they were gonna go with that because they give off that sense a lot, especially because like religion plays a big part in this movie, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
But it doesn't feel like it because I felt like if we explored like the each of the villains like motivations and stuff, and like and I don't know, maybe like we show like a kind of like devilish influence, like kind of what you were saying, but instead of physical, more spiritual in that sense. I would have accepted that, and then Arvin basically being the hand of God, wiping out the devil's doings.
Yeah.
I think that was just my main thing because the thing is, I still love this movie a lot, but it just kind of feels.
I really love this. I really did like this movie, right?
Yeah, it just felt a bit lacking there. At least.
Yeah, to be fair, I really did know what the whole story be. Like basically this movie I saw was just a bunch of vignettes, right? A bunch of their own short stories and how they just interconnect, right? It's like oh, here's the story, and you're learning about all these little pieces that makes the story. But I do feel like it was missing something by the end of it, right?
Yeah.
Like I didn't how the story was like I did like how we just pretty much saw a generation of story being told, right? Starting all the way with I think was it is that who the William
Willard,
Arvin,
right?
Well, Willard Russell. Who was that?
Willard
that
Russell,
was
yeah. Arvin's father.
That is that's Arvin. Like how we start all the way with Arvin's father during World War II. Well, when World War II was what during the 30s to 40s, right? All the way up until the 60s, right? So pretty much a generation of storytelling that goes on, right? So I did like that. Yeah.
No, that was very good too, and I liked how there was some repetitions like that kind of like get carried over to the next generation. A main thing that I would say is like when Arvin basically has this thing whenever he like the thing is he doesn't really believe in God much anymore, right? After what he's went through, and so whenever he looks at a cross, it's mentioned. You don't see the image pop up in his head whenever he looks at a cross, but Arvin basically whenever he looks at the cross, it's said that he's always reminded of the night when his father died and he saw like his dog basically crucified on the cross, and it's very similar to like Willard, where Willard he saw the Marine crucified on the cross, and so it's said whenever he looks at the cross, he only ever sees the Marine. That was a nice thing that I liked, that like these like the previous generations is technically carried over into the next, in small little things like that.
Yeah.
That was good. There's a lot of jumping around at time points, but it's very easy to follow, It's not as confusing as something that's like say Tenet, right? Tenet was needlessly confusing, but and here,
let's take this one to plug to the Tenet spoiler cast,
Yeah.
Plug that in.
Yeah. But like in here, it's easy to follow. It's very well shot. The music's really good. It really helps set the tone.
Yeah, I really do love the music. The music choice in this movie. They really do. It has that somber tone.
Somber,
right?
yeah.
Yes, like something like you would get from like watching like a William Shakespeare-esque play, like what's with this?
Yeah,
what's this?
There's a lot of like I think it's violin or cello. I don't work. It's one of the string instruments, but it's like there's a lot of like long drawls on the violin. They just extend that note, and it's like on a long low note, and it's just like it gives you a sense of dread when they're doing it. There's a nice folksy feel to it whenever they do kind of go do an upbeat kind of thing, but it is a lot of it's a very I'm trying to think of another word than somber, but like it's a very I can't think of another word but dark. It's a very dark film in its violence and its and how graphic, like this movie can get graphic at points, man.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that to be like just straight up showing literally when the opening scene of just a guy skin pretty much just I was like, oh, what the fuck? Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't expecting that. That came out of nowhere.
Like, you'll see a dog crucified on the cross and stuff, and you'll see basically flies, and, like, it's decomposed and stuff. It's not pretty. There is, it's not a lot of violence in this movie. I know it sounds like it, but it's like, there's not a lot. It's not very graphic until, like, it gets to, it's only 3 points at this movie where I say it got really graphic for the violence of it. The Marine, the dog, and the other Marine that was basically taken in by Carl and Sandy, and they basically showed that they shot his dick off, right? And it's like you see it, it's horrible, and then they're just taking pictures of this guy while he's dying, and it's just it's very harrowing. So definitely not, like, the thing is, it's not a film for kids. And there's also a lot of.
I don't know. You can show your kids. You can show your niece and nephew this.
No.
Yeah,
okay. Like, when you're 16 or something, sure. But like,
I don't know. Just tell them. Just tape a picture of a devil and a skateboard around, right? Whenever a graphic scene, pause the movie, go up to the screen, post a drawing of a devil in a skateboard, sunglasses, and backwards, and say, "All right, that's the devil that's in effect right now."
But yeah, it's I'm not doing that.
I'm not doing that.
I'm not doing that. Don't tell me to do that. I'm not doing that.
Wait. You think the 90s devil's too cool for you?
Oh my god. Where was I?
I lost track.
Yeah, I did lose track too. We go off on these tangents. We always lose track of these things.
Oh
yeah, but it's definitely more. You need to be in a you need to have a mature audience for this.
Yeah, this really wasn't what I was expecting from watching.
There was also a good amount of sexual content and stuff, mainly on Robert Pattinson's part, because he's kind of like he's the rapist and stuff too. So yeah, there's that, and then I mean, it's a good film. It's just there's something lacking with it, and so that's why I kind of feel a little unsatisfied. But overall, I'm really pleased with what I saw, especially from Robert Pattinson and Tom Holland's performances. They were so good in this movie, dude.
For most of my praise come from the fact that Tom, because I wasn't expecting him to, because most of my Tom Holland filmography that I see is just in these kids like hey yo, what's up? I'm Tom Holland, quirky Tom Holland, right? I was expecting for him to be in like this serious movie role. I was like, when I saw Tom, like when I saw Tom Holland, what the fuck's Tom Holland doing here? What's he gonna do? Is he gonna be like, who knows? Oh no, watch out! I'm Spider-Man. Whip. That's what Spider-Man does.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what he does, Austin. Just swoop.
Yeah.
But it's very surprising.
This movie really did take me for a spectacle. Not because that I went into this movie expecting a different movie, right? If we ignore the fact that I thought this movie was gonna be about the actual devil, right? This movie does have really is really good. I really did enjoy watching this movie.
Yeah, a definite recommend.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything else you want to say?
No, I think I'm done here, to be honest with you.
All right. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I pretty much we got all of our main points. If you just ignore us talking about the 90s devil within the first 20 minutes of this video, we did. It was really good.
Dude,
we really ran on that rant about the 90s devil so hard.
Oh god, but yeah, watch it. That's what I'll say.
Yeah, good movie. All right, I guess that's all we have to say. All right, that's it. Coronavirus is something. Wash your hands, wear a mask. Okay, thanks, bye.